Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. And this reading is a request that I got via email from one of my subscribers to check what are Princess Charles' plans for Buckingham Palace, since there were lots of rumors around that. Some said that he means to make it to turn it into a museum. Then there was this rumor that he means to turn it into the firm's headquarters. And there is, of course, the third option, which is to leave things as they are. So in readings like that, I usually like using 3 different decks and do what I called is a comparative SOS reading for each possibility. And then I compare the middle cards of each reading when how I check which is stronger and which is not as strong. The major arcana are the weakest cards in this reading because they are spiritual. They are not so good in taking things to the ground. So they are not very good in actually realizing things. And then we get the suits. And in the suits themselves, we have the 1 till 10, and we have the court cards. Now, the court cards, because they are also cards of that of people or archetypes of people that tend to lose opportunities, they are weaker than the cards that come from 1 to 10. And then we look at the number and we look at the actual meaning of the card, because if the card is a direction card, which means that it is a complete yes or a complete no, then it is the answer. It gives us an answer whether it is a no or a yes. If it's a card that is not a direction card but a message card, then we look at the message. And if the message is more positive towards that option, then that spread is stronger than the other spread. So I hope that you understood how it goes, and while I do that, I suppose you will understand more. So first, I'm taking this small deck. All of these decks are pocket size because I need room here. So this small deck, which is very cute and not too small, not too big, and I'm going to shuffle it. One more. And then I'm going to clean the deck. Now I am using all 3 Rider-Waite decks, so I won't be distracted by any other interpretations like intuition and stuff like that that could be different with other decks. So first I'm going to clear the deck. And now I'm going to ask for option number 1. Does Prince Charles mean to turn Buckingham Palace into a museum? Does Prince Charles mean to turn Buckingham Palace into a museum? Does Prince Charles mean to turn Buckingham Palace into a museum? Now, of course, it is already partly a museum, but we mean the entire palace, what is now called the living quarters as well. So I'm taking 3 cards for this reading, and I'll put this deck away. Now for the second option, which is the possibility to turn Buckingham Palace into the firm's headquarters. So let's just finish shuffling, clearing the deck. And now I'm asking, so does Prince Charles mean to turn Buckingham Palace into the firm's headquarters? I had some cards that fell, and I don't take fallouts. Does Prince Charles mean to turn Buckingham Palace into the firm's headquarters? Does Prince Charles mean to turn Buckingham Palace into the firm's headquarters? Okay, so just one cut, and once again taking 3 cards. And I'm putting this one away as well. And the third option is to leave things as they are, not change it, which means that part of the Buckingham Palace will stay as living quarters for the royal family, and the other part, which is a museum, will go on being a museum. So just to make things even, I'm going to shuffle this one 3 times as well and clear the deck. And I'm starting to ask, so does Prince Charles mean to leave the Buckingham Palace as it is today? Does Prince Charles mean to keep Buckingham Palace as it is today? Does Prince Charles mean to leave Buckingham Palace as it is today? Okay, so these are the 3 cards for this option. Okay, so we'll start with opening the middle card for each of the options. So the first option was turning Buckingham Palace into a museum, and we get the Death card, which is a major arcana, and although it does mean changes, it's still a major arcana, and because of that it's not a very strong card. Major arcanas are spiritual cards. They are not cards that are easily turning into reality. The suits themselves are much easier to turn into reality, as my professor used to call it, bringing things from the universe to the ground. So spiritual cards are not so good in that. So this is the first option. Second option is turning Buckingham Palace into the firm's headquarters, and I get a court card. Okay, so a court card is better than a major arcana card, which means that, which means that it is more possible that Buckingham Palace will start being the headquarters for the firm. But we still have one more option to check. But the Page of Pentacles is stronger than the Death card. So this is the second option. And the third option is leaving things as they are, and we get another court card, which is the Knight of Swords. Now, what I have to do is to compare between the Knight of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles is a person that is very orderly, very organized, very studious, but also not very good with changes. So, because he is a little bit coward. And the Knight of Swords is, although he looks like a warrior, he is more of a spoiled kid. He likes things to be done for him. He doesn't like to do things by himself. So he's not active. He's very passive. That's why both of them are very prone to lose opportunities. So let's see what the side cards are saying for both of them, because it's not very easy to compare. This reading is irrelevant, so I'm just taking it away. So let's see what we get with the side cards for this Page of Pentacles and the side cards for the Knight of Swords. So first of all, I can see that for the Knight of Swords, there is another court card. Okay, there is the court card of the artist, the Page of Cups, who is not also another card of someone who loses opportunities, someone who is dreamy, someone who is artistic. So he's not very good in actually doing things. And on the other side, we have a great card, which is the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is not swords, I'm sorry, Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is a yes card. And it is talking about velocity and speed. So this card is very good for the Knight of Swords. But if I'm looking at the Page of Pentacles, so the Page of Pentacles has two minor arcanas on his side. On one side, he has the Three of Wands, which is a card of cooperation and recognition. This is a card of someone who. This is a card of the first success in the Wands suit. So this is a good card. This is also a yes card. And on the other side, we get the Seven of Pentacles, which is a card that is a little bit tricky, because it does speak about disappointment from what he has, and willing to do whatever he can to make things happen the way he wants, or to get to the truth. But it does speak to me when we're talking about changing Buckingham Palace from being partly a museum, partly a house, to the headquarters of the firm, because it does show that Prince Charles is disappointed from what he has right now, and he's willing to do whatever he can to get to the truth, even if it means changing what Buckingham Palace is today. And on the other side, we have the recognition and the cooperation, which he wants. So if I'm comparing these two readings, I would say that the reading for the option that Buckingham Palace will become the headquarters of the firm is stronger than the reading for the Buckingham Palace staying as it is, although there are good points for that option as well. What I am sure won't happen is that Buckingham Palace will not go to the public and become a museum, and that's it. It will stay in the hands of the royal family, most probably as a headquarters and not as a place they live in. But if they do decide to live in it, the possibility does exist. But it does look like they are going to make it their headquarters and not living quarters. So this is the tarot reading, and the oracle is the destiny oracle, because we are talking about destiny here. So let's see what the destiny oracle has to say. Okay. So let's clear the deck and let's see what is the destiny for Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace destiny. Buckingham Palace destiny. And I get voyage. So voyage means change, and that means going from one place to another place. So it does look like there is going to be some kind of change with the way that Buckingham Palace is used today for another way of use, and that just verifies what the tarot said, that it will probably become something else, and the something else is what I saw is the royal family's headquarters and not as living quarters. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it. If you want other readings done on subjects, please email me, because it's better for me to see it on email. I hope you liked it, and if you did, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.